Supplier managers are having to respond quicker than ever to business demands. In order to stay competitive in today's market, companies are onboarding new suppliers and vendors more often than before. Through the power of workflow, you'll see how ServiceNow can identify higher quality suppliers and reduce supplier onboarding times. Today, we'll meet Shirley, an employee who easily submits a request for new supplies. We'll also meet Warren, a procurement specialist that leverages task automation to fulfill Shirley's request. Then we'll meet Alejandro, a supplier operator who will follow a step-by-step workflow playbook to onboard a new supplier. And finally, we'll meet Frank, the supplier contact who will quickly and thoroughly complete the onboarding process. Shirley goes to her employee center. It's the same place she submits requests for IT and HR, as well as for her sourcing needs. Shirley easily finds what she needs from the service catalog. She provides vital information that will help the procurement team source her supplies. She has a preferred supplier in mind, however, her company does not yet have them as a pre-approved supplier. Info that Shirley provides helps automate and expedite fulfillment of her request. From the Employee Center portal, Shirley can also track the status of her request. Now, Warren, our procurement analyst, logs into his workspace and sees what's assigned to him and his team. He notices there's a new sourcing request. He reviews the details. Workflow has automatically created 4 necessary steps to source Shirley's supplies. These cases are assigned to different teams and even have their own complex but intelligent workflow. So let's check out the onboarding and risk assessment cases. From here, Alejandro, he's our supplier manager, starts onboarding the new supplier. Keep in mind that this does not have to be manual. We can integrate with supplier intelligence systems such as Craft to automate some of this process. You can see the playbook on the left-hand side progress as Alejandro interacts and provides input. He and his team can easily see what steps have been completed and which are still outstanding. The playbook can account for rather lengthy and complex processes, standardizing it across the organization, taking the guesswork out of fulfilling this request. Now, this onboarding task is on hold, waiting for the supplier to provide critical information. He can go on to other work for now. Frank, our supplier contact, is alerted and goes to the supplier portal. He sees there are 2 tasks assigned to him. The first task is to provide banking information so that Supplier King may receive payment for invoices in the future. He completes all required information. Through an ERP or financial systems integration, this supplier data can automatically be set up. Frank reviews the supplier profile information and provides any updates. Frank's done with his tasks, for now. Now let's jump back over to Alejandro, where the playbooks continue to progress after the supplier's updates. Alejandro can see that there are 2 new cases. Let's start with the supplier assessment. Using templates, Alejandro can walk through an automatically generated inherent risk questionnaire and provide feedback regarding the supplier. We want to make sure that everyone is being compliant with company policies and procedures. The assessment is complete. Supplier King has been identified as a Tier 4 supplier. So let's move on to the risk assessment. We're going to need Frank's help again with this one. Our contact Frank is alerted once again, and he sees that there's a risk assessment assigned to him. He only has 1 assessment. However, there are a couple of requirements he must complete. Frank answers standardized questions that all suppliers must provide in order to do business with Shirley and Alejandro's company. By being consistent, we're able to mitigate risk and make audits go more smoothly. Frank can also provide vital documentation such as SOC 1 and 2 reports. The risk assessment is complete. Third-party risk assessments provide vital data toward an organization's risk posture to help meet global requirements. While Alejandro was working on another task, he is notified that the risk assessment is done. The results show that the company's risk of doing business with Supplier King is very low. He's now able to proceed with the onboarding process. Now, going back to Warren over in sourcing and procurement, he can continue with the process of sourcing Shirley's supplies now that the Supplier King has been onboarded. With supplier lifecycle operations, ServiceNow can help companies stay competitive and adapt to the market. We can shorten supplier onboarding and risk assessment times with built-in workflows, achieve higher supplier quality by embedding risk into the source-to-pay process, and accelerate resolution times of supplier risk-related issues. With ServiceNow, we make the world of work better for you.